I want you to take your eraser and then start to erase only the straight lines. All the straight lines we had drawn, we are going to remove them carefully. We do not need them anymore. We are going to say tata bye bye to them. Okay, so I got my water ready. And my brush set ready, and my paint brush. I'm going to use a very thick one. Whatever maximum size you have, use that. Use a thick one brush. You need to use a thick brush that you have. Any size is fine. There's no worries about it. Now guys, with the cartridge sheet that you have, it is important to keep one extra cartridge sheet beside you for testing the colors. All of you guys get your extra rough cartridge sheet to test the colors. Okay. So now I'm on the testing paper and I'm going to wet my brush. So look, I put do it like this. It removes certain amount of water, because how much water you have in the brush is very important. Now you have three colors of blue, and I want you to look for the lightest one, which is known as cobalt blue, and we're going to get that ready. So look how I am activating the watercolor. Once you do that, test it on a testing paper and see how this looks like. Okay, you guys don't have to show it to me. Look at it yourself and see how the color is behaving. Like, how does it go? Like, look, there is some color that is settling here. There's some, it's flat over here. So guys, remember, do not use lot of watercolor as, sorry, not do not use lot of water, because that can spoil the paper. Okay. So now we are done with the testing part. Now let us go on to the main painting. Now guys, if you are not feeling very confident or you don't feel sure to put the color onto the paper, try it on the trial sheet. Okay. So I have been doing watercolor for many years. So that is why I'm going to do it directly onto the paper. So if you're not comfortable, don't do it, because that can spoil the paint. So all of you guys, look here for 2 minutes and then you can go on. Look how I'm going to do. So I get the paint ready in my brush and look how I'm going about it. I'm going in straight lines and I'm not stopping. I want you, all of you guys, to look what I'm doing. Look how zigzag I am going. Now when the paint runs out, I quickly renew my color before the paint on the paper dries up, and I continue with it. Remember how zigzag I'm going? Here, look at it. I go like this. I'm always going in a line. All of you guys, I want you to watch this for 2 minutes and then you can do yours. Again, my paint got over. I refill it. I dilute it in the sense I mix little water and remove the excess, and then I start again. I go in a line. I am careful where I am touching the brush. I am making the clouds right now. It is okay if it goes little outside, no issues, but be careful. I am only making the clouds. Okay, now let us move on. I hope all of you guys are done. So we made the sky. Now we are going to make the sun. So again, like I had said before you try, take a testing sheet, wet the color, and then try it. See how light it is, but this time I do not want light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get more of the orange color and then draw here. So I like this one. So what I'm going to do now is again add some more orange and then fill the circle. Okay. And don't touch the painting because it is very wet right now. But I'm going to repeat. So here you can see there are two yellow colors. This one is called as lemon yellow, while this one is called as gamboge hue. So it's a very complicated name, but let us call this as orangish yellow. Okay, so we are going to use this color, and for this, first we're going to test it on our testing paper to see if it's the right shade we need. I made this very light, but when I put this one, it comes out as dark. So this is fine with me. I'm going to use this shade. So I add on more color, put the testing paper aside, and I give a wash. We call this as wash over the beak. Okay. So it's again, this is wet. So make sure you do not touch the wet part at all. See, look, where I'm putting my paint, it's on the part where it has been dried. I'm not putting it on the sun. Because if you put anything touch on the wet paint, it gets spoiled. So the paint is not dry yet, but we can work on the other parts till the paint dries up. Okay. Uh, Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small size brush for this part, or I'll take smaller than this, probably this size, yes, small size. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bluish color, but a different one this time. Here, if you have a set like this, I think it would be easier for you. But the color that I'm looking for is called Persian blue. Persian blue. So in my set, it's this one in the middle. I will put some in the paper, testing paper, and I'll show you what I mean by that. See how this it's darker This one is darker than this one. This is cobalt blue. While this one, which looks somewhat like violet color, is Persian blue. Okay, so we are looking for Persian blue. So I wet my cake and I get some color ready. I use my testing paper and making sure I do not touch the wet parts and see if this is fine. For me, this is fine. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is, if you can see the V shape, on every left V, I'm going to make a stroke like this. Just on the left side of every V shape. So I have made it very light. Okay, now once we are done with the V part, again we are going to take this color called as Persian blue. Okay, we are going to make it little light like this shade, and you look at the eye here. On the top, the line I had made, I'm going to make this line over here like this, and on the outside of the eye, I'm going to fill it up like this, like this. See, now it looks more scary, right? The eagle. When I made the eyes around it dark. After this, we're just going to make little strokes to show that it is feather, some soft feather. This head of eagle has. The video seems to have stopped. Just hold on a second. Yes. So as you can see, I have made some dashes like this, and I'm going to make dashes here also. Not too many, just a little bit. Okay, now let us move on to the next part. I hope all of you guys are done. Now we are going to do the feathers of the eagle. So here, again, make sure if the part is dry, then touch it. If it's wet, do not touch it. My eyes and the beak is still wet, so I am making sure that I don't touch it. Get your testing paper out and the color palette, and now we're going to use this color called as raw sienna, which in my palette is over here. I'll just show you what raw sienna looks like. It's brown color, but a different shade, light brown, you can call it. Okay. So this, I like the shade I created with this. So you create shades by how much water you add in. If you add very less water, the watercolor becomes dark in shade. So now, after I get my colors ready, I'm going to fill each feather with this. And make sure I don't go out of the line. see that the color is going over, I refill it. I take more color, and if it becomes slightly darker, you can always dilute it with water. So look how I'm not at all touching any other color. I'm not touching the blue color. I'm just filling into the feather that I have, and I'm going one by one. Okay, so we're going to let this layer dry up because we are going to start with the second layer. And till it's not dry, we cannot start the second layer. So even my painting is not dried yet. So I will let it dry because that would be the last layer of this painting before we move on to the final part. Okay. Okay. Now let us move on to the next part. Now, I hope all of your work, the feather part is dry till now. If it's not dry, do not start. Just watch what I'm doing. Now, what we're going to do is put a second layer of paint on this feather. Now, out of these three colors, the darkest brown that you have, we are going to use that. Where is my testing paper? Yes. Here is my testing paper, and we are going to use this color called as raw umber, the darkest brown that you can see here, this one. Again, I test it here to see if it's what the shade I want. This is very light for me, so I'm going to make it little dark, which comes out like this. This is dark. Okay. Now, just watch how I am going about this. This is the second layer that we are going to do. We are going to take this feather, for example. Look how at the base, I am just leaving little bit of the first layer. Again, I'll do it and show you what I mean by this. like this. So you see, it may not be so clear, but I have left some part of the feather with the first layer. And remember to do it when the whole painting is dry, or at least the feather part, before you can move on to the second layer of the painting or of the feather. Okay, so now you guys, if you have your sketch pen, waterproof, or a pen, we're going to use that now. So what we're going to do now, remember the border we had made? We're now going to start marking the border first. Okay, so once we are done with the border, we will start with the sun. We will outline the sun also. And then what we're going to do is outline the clouds. Once that is done, I'm going to outline the eyes. So I'm going to make the eyes from the inside like this and make the eyeball. See how the whole illustration is coming alive just by using a black sketch pen. Watercolor as a paint is very light. It's not so dark if you use it correctly. So you need to use a dark pen for the painting or the illustration to come alive. So here what I like to do is add on to this a little bit. I'm going to make a line in the middle like this to make it more realistic, that it looks like a feather. And tada, we are done with our illustration.